What's wrong with the music business today? Well, a lot of things, but this has always been the case. The music industry and music business has always been a little off because of the nature of it being a business, being an industry. It always had some screwed perspective, and definitely that's not the place where you want to look for values, but today, I think we got a little overboard. What inspired this video in particular was this picture that appeared in my Instagram feed and the caption on it. And it says, "A little motivation for your Monday." Now, this was posted, I won't name names, by a big record label. And I assume the guy in the picture is an artist. And mind you, the label is an old label that made the history of music, especially urban music, R&B music, and soul music. I don't know who the artist is, but it doesn't matter. This video is not against the label nor the artist, even because there are so many pictures like this with the same caption. What makes me think is the message. There's a guy holding a stack of cash in front of a Ferrari. So the message that you want to give is the motivation to make music is that, a stack of cash and a car. I think there's something wrong here.
Hands on my neck, hands grip my throat. Lift me up, man, take control.
Hello everyone, welcome back to MixbusTv. Hope you're having a great day. Before we start, please check the info box down below for my mixing courses, free plugins, discounts, special offers, and if these are helping you want to support the channel, and now access to the all new exclusive in-depth mix and mastering tutorials and courses here on YouTube. Without having to go on another website, click the join button down here, see all the perks of becoming a MixbusTv member, which includes mix consultations with me via Skype or email. Back to the subject. Like I said in the intro, this is not against who posted that or the artist in particular, because this seems to be a trend right now. And I think it's pretty sad. And the point is simple. If your motivation to make music is cash and a car, music is art. And if what drives you is money alone, I think, first of all, it's pretty sad. Second, you're really not gonna put your heart and soul into your art. And third, I think you're barking at the wrong tree. If you're after money and cars, you're probably better off going into finance, because making money in the music industry, it's not easy. And I think this is part of the problem. It seems like a lot of outlets want to make the new generation, the younger guys, believe that music is a shortcut for fame, success, and money. Now, that is not true for 99% of the successful artists out there, because most of the people who are at the top, they put so much work and so much time into making it to the top. The problem is you don't see all the work behind it. You see the final result. You see overnight some artists came up, but you don't know the story. Nobody knows aside from the artist and few people probably that work with them. And of course there are exceptions. There are young artists that in a couple of years they exploded, whether because they are super talented and also connected and also lucky. Maybe they were at the right place at the right time. They knew the right people. We've seen so many artists that are at the top right now being there because they were friends with another big artist before. I won't name names. They are out there. Point is, music is a long, hard road to success. If you'll ever get there, is a high risk, high reward, and most time is a high risk, little reward for many artists out there. I don't want to destroy anybody's dreams or piss on the parade, but this is the reality. And actually, I want to believe this video will be helpful and give perspective from someone that is in the industry right now, not only as a producer and mix engineer, I have been for years, but also as an executive producer of an upcoming artist. So I'm doing this myself. I simply don't think it's the right message for someone in a position of influence, like a big record label. Send this kind of message. Motivation is a stack of cash and a car. I understand this though, especially in the hip-hop culture, is in the culture itself to showcase your success. Actually, not only in the hip-hop culture, in every culture. Of course, especially if you are in a business, any business, we want to celebrate our success. That's totally normal, it's not vanity, and also is a good business move for any business. You want your potential audience, your potential clients to know that you're successful, to know that what you do it right. And that goes for everybody, for a mix engineer, for an artist, because again, why people watches a video when the video has 1 million views? Because so many people watched it, so it's successful, I'm gonna check it out. It's totally normal. And I also understand that, especially in this case, in the hip hop culture, Many artists came from the street. So it's even more justified to say, hey, look where I was and look where I am now, okay? But if that's the case, why you don't post the story of this guy? If that's the case, why you don't post this guy came from rock bottom and look what he did? Showcase all the work that he did. Tell us something about how his journey was to go from bottom to a Ferrari and a stack of cash. Don't tell kids, here's your motivation. First of all, because it's kind of unlikely that most people will reach that level. So it's kind of giving a false perspective, a false expectation to people. And second, I find it very shallow. Music should be, as being for the longest time, about creating art, about passing emotion. It's about giving the audience something that they can relate. And it could be anything. It could be personal feelings. It could be a love story. It could be protest against the government. It could be protest against whatever you want. That's historically what rock and roll did, and hip hop too. And now it's like all about how many Lamborghinis you have in your garage and a stack of cash. That's, first of all, kind of tacky, if you ask me. But if that's your thing, it's fine. But how can that be your motivation to make music? I don't understand. And I also find that, and maybe this is just me, if something so materialistic is what drives you, probably the things that you do to get there are a little bit questionable. This goes for every business, I understand. But for some reason, I feel like when we talk about art and music, these two things really rub against each other in the wrong way. And maybe I'm being too hard and too dramatic, but think this. If a label posts that money and cars are your motivation, you immediately know what's their motivation as well. So I think it would be pretty safe to say that they will probably fuck you over if the new artist will bring more money. And music wasn't always only about this. Everybody wants to make money. The goal is that we all wish that our passion will eventually pay bills and some more. That's normal, okay? But the passion is the drive. Instead, now it seems the opposite. It seems the music industry and the music business became all 100% about money and don't care about anything else. Don't care about the quality, don't care about dignity, don't care about self-respect, nothing. It just seemed like I want to cash in no matter what I have to do, no matter how awful this piece of music is gonna be. If it's gonna sell, that's it. And I understand it. It's a business. But at the same time, I think we all remember, and we can go back a few years ago and listen to the records of like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, or something like that. There were still great sounding records. And don't get me wrong, there are still amazing sounding records right now, being made right now. The problem is that there's so much music released every day that it's so hard to find the artists and the music that it's at a different, better level than the average crap out there. The problem is that all the market is very, very controlled by major labels, by streaming services, which want a very fast turnaround, as we know. They don't want to give the artist power anymore, so they kind of all sound the same and they all look the same. Why? Because they are easily replaceable. So you don't want to do it anymore. You want to do something that brings a little less money. You're out. There's another 5 people out there in line. 5,000 people out there in the line that will do the same thing that you do. Because when there's no more passion in music and no more real talent for the mass-produced music, and the mass-produced music is what's getting pumped out there for the most part, I'm not saying it is the case, it's a hypothetical scenario, then that's the way to do it. And messages like that, and maybe, like I said, I'm reading too much into it, but it's just to spark a discussion, are a way to subtly push people in that direction. Because again, if money alone is your drive, it's easy to trick you, it's easy to compromise, because it's such a shallow reason. Instead, if you really fight for your music because you have a message that is important to you to pass to people, yes, you wish you will be successful. But I know so many artists that are not even making money out of their music, but they have amazing music out there, music that makes people think, feel, move, take action, you name it. And I think personally that that's what music should do. And I absolutely love, for example, to work with independent artists, because there are so many gems that I get to mix and master and work with these artists. And maybe they will be successful, and some of them are, and maybe some of them, they're not going to be that successful, but it doesn't matter. And they keep doing it, and eventually some of them will succeed. And maybe they're not gonna be millionaires, but you know what? Less than 1% of the musicians out there is gonna be millionaire anyway. And don't get me wrong, we all need to make money to survive and to keep doing what we do. But my experience with the greatest artists out there, like really great artists, has always been that what they do it for the passion. And they've been doing it for years without seeing money at first. Or they started seeing money a long time after, and their best material was where they were grinding. And today it's completely different, the amount of money and the way the music is used. Today, if you notice, we use any media available other than the music to draw people to the music. So the Instagram celebrity, which he or she is famous for, I don't know, physical attributes, and has a big following because she or he is weird or does stupid dances or something like that. Whatever the reason is, everything but the music. They have a following, they now come up with a single because they already have a fan base. So that's kind of fucked up, isn't it? Like, we don't even know why someone is a celebrity sometimes, but all of a sudden they come up with an album. So everything but the music is used to draw people to listen to the music, which at that point, if the music is just another source of revenue for that celebrity, which is not a musician to begin with, chances are the music ain't gonna be that great, but it's just a money-making machine. I think that's kind of wrong to do that with music. That's just me. Maybe I'm romanticizing too much. But if you know me, you know that's not the case. I'm a pretty practical guy. We all need to make money. Free work, aside from some very specific circumstances, shouldn't be a thing. Everybody needs to get paid for what they do. And if you're good at something, don't do it for free, for sure. But I'm sure you get the point. If you're all about money, become a banker or, go in finance. That's a much better bet you have than, making a career in music, which is very hard. And it should be driven by wanting to do something more than cash a check, make people think, tell your story, tell somebody else's story, change whatever you can change with a song. In some cases, it could be a big change for the world, for the society. So I think those would be better messages to give to the audience. But again, this is mostly to spark a discussion. We have an amazing community here, very smart people and passionate people about music here on the channel. So you guys are great. I want to hear all your comments down below. And I hope this video was useful and I hope you liked it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and share. Follow MixbusTv on Instagram and Facebook. There's a lot of exclusive material there, not only pictures and news, but I pop up live here and there while I'm working, so you get a sneak peek of my sessions, what I'm doing, and if I have time, I also take a couple of live questions there. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already and hit the notification bell. Helps the channel a lot. Stay safe. See you next time.
Hands on my neck, hands grip my throat. Lift me up, man.